What's up? Hey, y'all. What's up, my people? How y'all doing today? Let me just catch my breath. Okay, so I'm catching my breath because I was getting up here because I wanted to do a location show today. So we're at Hotel Duval this evening. So if y'all in the area, y'all stop by, come drink with your girl. But I wanted to be on location, so that kind of like had me moving a little faster trying to get here. And I got here, y'all. I walked straight past the bar, came out to set up and everything. Was like, oh my God, I forgot to go order my drink. So that's what I had to go do. That's what took me my list, my extra minute. Now, if you're tuned in, I always have to ask, can you hear me? Because I be using my little small mics, and I just want to know. So if someone would just say yes, I can hear you, I can move on. Otherwise, I don't want y'all, because that's gonna have y'all jumping on, jumping off. So I'd rather y'all just go ahead and let me know now. Can y'all hear me? Is it a good sound? I know you're gonna hear the background because we are okay then, boo. Thank you. It's working good. But you're gonna hear a lot of the background noise. So if you hear me good and you can still hear the background noise, then we're in good. Even with the background noise is what I mean. We're good then. All right. So today's show is called How Many is Too Many? And we're gonna be talking about dating. How many people is too many people to date at one time? So, and I think I said last week that I always know when my topics are good because I do, in advanced topics because something always comes to reassure me of that. And my daughter asked me yesterday, she was like, Mommy, how many people is too many people to be dating or messing around with at one time? And she's dead serious about it, like upset. So I knew that it affirmed with me that this was going to be a good show. I just knew it. So today's show is based on that. We're going to talk about how many is too many. And we're going to go ahead and do the quote of the day first so we can go ahead and get into the show because y'all know we have to talk about that quote. The quote is every time you date someone with an issue that you have to work to ignore, you're settling. And that's a very important quote because I want to go ahead and expound on that real quick because a lot of times we end up saying, oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. What's up, E? My brother? How you doing? We end up saying that's okay. We say that's okay to so many things until it starts to be a repetitive thing and we've now accepted so many different faults in a person that people wouldn't even accept of us. You know what I'm saying? So every time you just sit up and say, okay, that's an issue I don't like, but I'm going to deal with it, then you're settling. You're definitely settling. It's not appropriate to like he's talking about not the tires. Could you hear that? They is louder. They're louder than fit that that day. We are on the top of Hotel Dubai. It's beautiful out here today, y'all. It is very beautiful. It's nice and warm, but it's very beautiful. But yeah, so anytime that you just start accepting people's flaws and just saying it's okay, I could just look over that, or it's not worth putting them to the side, you're lowering who you're going to be and who you're going to accept and what you're going to accept. Thank you so much. So we want to make sure that we do look out for ourselves in our dating. Um, it's super duper important. Don't just accept people. Don't if you don't like loud talking, and every time y'all have a conversation and they get upset, they hollering, and you just like, oh, I'm gonna look over that. No, just know that at some point they're gonna be hollering at you. So you gotta take into consideration that this is who that person is at all times. I mean, we don't ever want to just negate the fact that that is who they are. Dead serious. Thank you, Jay. What's happening, my girl? Reese, I can hear you. What was that noise? Okay. But yeah, so don't be looking over people's flaws. Don't be looking over issues just to say it's okay to date them. No, because they're gonna show you them issues ain't going. They're not going nowhere. They're not going anywhere. I promise you, they might build upon each other. They may actually force other issues to come out. but the issues are not going anywhere, and you do not want to put yourself in a predicament where you're settling and accepting somebody's issues. So, quote of the day, let's go back to that. Um, every time you date someone with an issue that you have to work to ignore, you're settling. Anybody ever felt like they had to, that they did that in a relationship, or while dating someone, that they looked over um, other that flaw just so that they can feel comfortable with that person or accept that person? Like, have you ever had to do that or felt like you had to do that? Switch sides. And I'm asking that because it's a learning experience, but we do have to be able to dictate and know when something like that happens to us. Like, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Is all I'm saying. We all go through stuff. We all have to go through these experiences to get to that level that we're trying to get to. And I know I've put looked over issues. I know for a fact that I've looked over issues just so I was like, oh, yeah, that's just nothing. He might grow out of it. They may change. That's a lie. Cheers. Happy Wednesday. Podcast Wednesday. All right. So we're gonna jump into the show and get it started. I wish I had me a stogie up here. She said yes and she regrets it. I know you do. I know you do, because then a person start to feel like they did you a favor by dating you. That's what they start acting like. You're like they did you a favor, instead of it being something that you decided that you wanted to try and look over. Because I'm telling you, that's exactly how it comes off. It comes off as if the person who is actually doing the looking over is accepting flaws and dignitaries of that person. They're just saying, you know what, it's worth it. And then we don't communicate when we see a flaw, because not like I'm at the age in my life now that if I see the flaw immediately, I'm gonna let you know, hey, this is the reason why I don't want to be talking to you, or this is what I have an issue with. And then once you expound to them those certain flaws, some people are going to be reluctant to accept that flaw, but when people really really like you and they know that this has been an issue and they're working on that, they'll actually say, you know what, that's something that I've been trying to do and work on. That's something that I've been trying to get rid of out of my life. I've been trying to grow. If a person shows you that they're trying to grow, then, and if they're changed, because that's changed behavior. If you put out there that this is an issue and there's no change behind it, that person don't give a damn. That person do not care. So do not get it in your mind that they're going to change, because the reluctancy behind it will be very, very strong. They'll be very reluctant to want to do anything different. They'll, and then a lot of people be so quick to say, "This just me. This just me. This just me." Well, you finna be left. You about to be talking to yourself today, since it's just you. Cool, and I'm fine with that just being you, but that's just not me. That's not how I operate. All right, so we're gonna jump into the show. With so many options in this big old world, you think that there would be an influx of good partners for each person to choose from, but that is not the case. If you aren't ready to step outside of your city or even outside of the box, you're going to have to deal with more than a whole bunch of BS. I stopped talking to many people for that very reason. Yeah, no growth. No growth. No, like, I've told you that this bothers me and you're ignoring it. I like change behavior. I like to be able to, if you tell me that my loud talking irritates your soul, baby, I'm gonna lower my voice. If you tell me, because sometimes I don't want to think of, sometimes you don't believe that you're doing that, or sometimes you don't believe that that is an issue within you. But if somebody that cares about you tell you that you're doing something to them and you ignore it, to me, I feel like you just completely said fuck me, and that's how I'm gonna take it. I'm going to take it in that exact manner, that you do not have the same respect that I have for you. Exactly how I'm gonna look at it. Exactly. They definitely will not want to do anything different. No, they're in it to win it with that same energy. And they're going to always have that energy, and they're going to always try to influx that energy on somebody else. And I'm not with it. Keep your energy over there until you learn, or until you're willing to at least accept that if you've heard this typical thing over and over and you're still doing the same thing, what you want me to do about it? Then that's you. That's really you. That's really you, and you're not willing to accept that, and that means that you're not willing to grow. And I'm not for you, baby. I have to know that you're willing to grow. Um, I've had the hard conversations with friends, families, and clients about the struggles of dating, but I feel dating has few limitations. However, it's constricting yourself while dating that can make you feel less riveting in the situation. And what I mean is, you're dating this one person and you're just saying, if this don't work out, then I'll go. I don't want to deal with nobody else. You constricting yourself. You constricting yourself. That's you never gonna find nobody that way. And when you're growing and not doing the same old things, also watch how people fall off as well, baby. That's the way it's supposed to be. We happy when you fall off. We happy. That's real growth, and and when people fall off, it doesn't mean that that's an issue. You got an issue with them, like snakes do when they cocoon and they shed dead skin, and you got to get rid of that skin that's no longer helping you. You got to get rid of it. If it's not making you better, why would you keep it on you? No. What would that dead skin do to a snake if he can't get his new skin? He's gonna die. He's gonna be swallowed by the dead skin because the new skin trying to come in. Yo, what's happening? So, how many people is too many people to date at once? That's our question of the day. How many people do you feel is too many to date at one time, or is a good number? When you're trying to get to know someone, what's a good number of people that you can actually bring in to do that with? How many people would you feel is a good number for yourself? Like, in laws of attraction state that the safe number to do when you're out dating is the number three. That's the laws of attraction. It states that you want to date within that realm, because more than three people can make it a little bit harder for you to actually try to get to know who you dating. Jada says 2 to 5. Two safe, 2J. 2, 3 safe. I believe in that. 4 or 5, you might get a little. You might forget some of the things. You're trying to learn these people now, so it might be certain things that some of these people might be telling you, and you end up forgetting in the next conversation over. Angela says any amount over 3 is too much. I agree. I concur. I think so. But and it says the safe number is 3. So there won't be a lot of confusion. 3 people is safe. She said 2 at a time, so it's not confusing. Okay, that's a safe number 2. I only want to be bothered one at a time. Me too, because let me tell you something. But I do dismiss them quick, so it could still be 3 and a 6 span. Kim, I love that. I love that. I love that. I'll say like 2. That's too many people to learn at once. It's a lot of people. If you that's why I keep saying that the laws of attraction say that the number 3 is a safe number. And if you dating over 3 people, are you gonna remember what John told you, or are you gonna remember, or you could you confuse it with what Wayne said? Or is it gonna be a little bit too much for you if you go home and then you on the phone and you want to have a conversation with Brian, and then now you don't forgot that Brian is Brian and not John. It gets a little bit confusing. 2 is a match for me, the way my brain set up. Yes, Dory. In a 6 month. Okay, so that's a 6 month span. Okay, that makes sense, Kim. That makes sense. 2 is safe for Deanna. Hey, Woo, what we talk about today? Today's topic is on the screen, boo boo. How many people is too many to date at one time? How many? All right, so we got a lot of threes, we got a lot of twos, we got some fours, we got some fives, but mostly we got twos and threes, and that's a safer number. Everyone just needs to wait their turn. If three people involved, she every I'm gonna focus on one anyway, on one anyone anyway. That's my downfall. But the others are there in case no more acting up. See, that's the wrong way to do it, Jay. You don't want to have people as backups. You want to get to know them all, and you want to be asking all the tough questions. You want to see all the things, all the actions. You want to see all of it up front. Because when you put somebody to the back burner, they're going to feel that they're being put to the back burner because you're giving more time and attention to that other person. And when you're giving that one person all the time and attention, then all the others are going to fall to the wayside and start dating somebody else. Because you got to be honest. You got to be honest with people about dating. Are you guys willing to do that? So we're going to talk about the pros of dating multiple people. Everyone gets a certain amount of time. That's exactly what they be. Backup is not great. Backup is not always great. It's not always great. All right. If I am being truly intentional, I am a one at a time girl, but usually I have about two or three. So intention matters. That's another good point. Intention matters. You can't take your focus off of what you're doing. So if you coming in knowing that you're looking to make the dating more than dating, then you probably will have your eye on just that one. But if you're like, oh fuck it, I'm just dating and I'm just gonna see what the scene like, two or three is fine. But three should be max. Should be, but no one would know about the other. And that's the part that they saying is why y'all can't win at dating. Cause y'all not being honest. You gotta be honest. And as far as they're concerned, baby, you my only one. we and I know, a lot of people don't feel like it's real player to be honest, but baby, it's a little bit more player to be honest. It's a little bit more player. It's a little bit more player. I believe in telling you what I need you to know, and that's gonna be the truth. And while you're being told the truth, I'm gonna make sure that I hold myself accountable in the situation. Pressure bust pipes. You may the best man woman win. Okay, always. So, and the reason why I feel like honesty is super duper. Jada said she's right until you start telling them they start slacking. No, you tell people up front. No, this is why. This no. It's not. That's not the truth that they're gonna slack. Let me tell you something. When you're honest with them up front, the fact that you're letting them know, hey, I'm dating, I'm out on a date with you, but I also may go out on a date this Wednesday with another guy because I want to see where things going. I'm dating for intention. I'm dating for a purpose. When you start speaking truth to these men or to these women, you're going to know exactly where things are. So if they slack up, that's you need to see that from jump. You don't need to wait until just because you're not telling them about the other person that they gonna slack up. If slacking up on them or in them, they're gonna slack up anyway. Trust me, they're going to. I need each one of them on their A game. Exactly. If they like you and they know there are others, that's where the pressure is applied. Bingo. 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 They're going to apply that pressure. And if you are exactly who they want, they're going to apply that pressure. It does not get any easier than that. That's player. So if you feel like that you got a lot of them, you're not giving them a choice or the opportunity. You're making all the choices for them when you do that, and that's not fair. It's not fair in dating. Dating is a real honest to goodness game. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallow. Angela says, period, Toya. Honesty gives them a choice. That's right. Honesty is always the best policy. Right, right. Honesty is always the best option. See, there go a man saying that too. I'm telling you, honesty it is. Honesty. All right, so we're gonna go to um the 17 rules to follow when dating multiple people. That's where we at right now. All right. First and foremost, Think about why you want to date multiple people. It needs to be a reason as to why you're doing this. It shouldn't just be I just want to get out there in the world and do this and do, I just want to date Billy Tom and um let me say some black people names Tyrone, Derek, and E. You can't just be saying that. It ain't just because now if you're just on a dating trip, then yeah. Like I said, it ain't always dating with the intention of being with somebody. So yeah, I think you should tell all the people you're dating that you're dating others, because if a guy wants your full attention, he's going to make sure he's doing whatever needs to be done to become number one. Baby, I would say three. Good. Precious, this is a very good point. Yes, I would say three. Trail says I would say three. He says because you're pimping, because it's pimping and pimping is pimping, baby. And you gotta it, but you if you're smooth anyway, you don't gotta lie. If you got that on you, if you just that nigga and you just that girl, you ain't gotta be up there lying. It's the put ons that got to go out and feel like they gotta tell you these lies. And you're gonna notice that right off top too. You're gonna start seeing manipulation be written all over people's face. It's easier now to kind of dispel manipulation. Tom, Dick, and Harry, baby, but we're gonna talk about Jerome, and we're gonna talk about Michael and Marcus. All right. So think about why you want to date multiple people. If you're interested in more than one person and wants to see where things might lead with each of them, there's nothing wrong with that. There's also nothing wrong with just wanting to have some fun. So that's why I said it. You don't always have to go in it with the intention that you're coming there to be in a full-fledged relationship. However, your motive shouldn't be that everyone else is doing it. It shouldn't just be that I just want to see what it feel like. So make sure that you're doing it because genuinely want to do it, not because someone else is doing it or because you're trying to avoid commitment with any of them due to past hurts. Ooh. So if you get into the dating world, just the date for those reasons, you definitely don't want to go in with the head of I'm trying to get back, have a get back moment. You not only are you gonna go out there and be hurt, you're gonna hurt somebody. So don't come into the situation like this is get back from me. I'm dead hurt. I'm just finna get out here and fuck these niggas, fuck these bitches. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? To see what each person offers. Yes. Number two, be honest with everyone. I said that. Be honest with everyone. Letting someone believe that you're exclusive even though you're not is simply wrong. And guess what it's gonna do? Somebody you might know might already know them, or somebody they know might already know you, and then they're gonna be like, "Well, I seen her with Mike the other day, and they was tonguing up and down. That's that man friend. He gonna tell, bro, y'all ain't slick. Let someone believe that you're exclusive when you're not. It's just simply wrong. Like, go here and this based on the first one she said. Think about why you want to date multiple people. She said, "Go here first, please. You please don't get into the dating field with being vengeful. Do not going to the dating field being vengeful. Do not be vengeful. Do not bring vengeful things. Because let me tell you something. Now, I don't know if a lot of y'all have met karma, but karma will fuck you up. Okay, be honest with everyone. It's super important to be honest with everyone. All right. Number three, respect everyone's privacy. While all the people you're dating deserve the truth, they certainly don't want to hear too much about each other. You know what I'm saying? So don't come into the on these dates. Don't show up out there with Brian talking about what Mike did for you. Baby, you arrogant and stupid and stupid niggas would these men would knock you out. And that's when you're gonna learn right then that you ain't no that's not somebody you want to be messed up with, because you done this man done had to knock you out. All right, don't do that. Don't they nobody wants to hear about the other. They want to know in the beginning you told them that it's such and such and such and such. Now they may ask maybe a month into the situation, are you still dating such and such? Because they wanna know. They're asking that because they're asking because I just wanna know if you still date such and such, because I'm still here. Are they still here, or is it me now? You know what I'm saying? People want to know. People want to know how they doing, and don't cause and that's what leads us to number 4. Don't turn it into a competition, because once you start talking about what one person doing real for you, that in this while we're on a date, you telling me what another nigga doing, or you telling me what another bitch doing while we on a date, baby, you ain't finna play with me. You can go. And what happened with your baby mama? Especially if we talk about a 1-month-old baby. So some of these men be coming out the woodworks with babies, and then they'll tell you things, and then you want to also know, like, if you got a 2-year-old child, what happened? Did y'all just split up? Did it not work? What was wrong? Why are y'all like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's questions you gotta ask. I'm a question person. I may ask you 5 tough questions before the food even come. So, okay. Respect their choices. You should be aware that none of the people you're dating has to accept that you are seeing other people too. So if you tell them that they don't, and they tell you they don't want to see you anymore because you're dating such and such, or you're with such and such, then that's that. That's that, right? We bet, because who was the problem? She same thing. Latoya said, "What happened to your baby mama?" Don said, "Because who was the problem?" And be honest. Don't try to tell me anything because you're trying to make me stay over here and be on your side, baby. One thing about me, I'm not a side chooser. I'm not. You can sit up here and tell me everything that you did wrong, and I'm still gonna ask, well, what she did. I'm not a side chooser. I don't pick and choose your sides. I'm gonna hear that story, and I'm gonna hear the bullshit, and I'm gonna see through it, and then it's over. Conversation dead. But don't sit up there and think that you're gonna tell me anything. So respect their choices. Some will not be okay with that you're dating multiple people, while others will try to fight for you. They said earlier, pressure bust pipe. So if they're seeing that they really want you, they're gonna make sure that they're doing everything they can to push that other person out the window. They don't want him in the way. Don't expect them to, and this is huge. Number 6 is huge. Do not expect them to date only you. Do not expect them to date only you. You ain't do nothing. Oh, he told me I ain't do nothing because of the baby mama question. If you got 2 men that you date, more than likely they're gonna have 2 women that they date. Cause they trying to get to know them too. They trying to see where they fall with that person. Be honest. That's what being honest do. It make you know that you're not the only one either. Because you might like him a little bit more too and have to apply some pressure. Everything is about getting to the right position with that person, not just sitting up here twiddling your thumbs thinking that just because you're so pretty or you so fine that man care about just that, or because he's so handsome and he got money that lady just care about just that. No, people paying attention to other things, how you talk, your mannerisms, how you treat them, what you didn't say but I can hear it. It's a lot of things that we're paying attention to. So do not get caught up in the fact of you. Don't get so caught up in what you think you bring into the situation, because remember, everybody is bringing something to the table. Everybody. So do not get caught up in the fact that you thinking that you're the only one that's doing something, or you're the only one that's worth keeping. Now, baby, they'll show you something. People will show you. Keep them feelings to a minimum. Yes. Yes. Number 7 is to know that a relationship is not a guarantee. Everybody that you date is not going to be relationship material. Get it out of your head before you even go out with them. If you think all of a sudden just because y'all done talked on the phone a couple times and he done said this and you done said that and he done said, don't just see that as the perfect match. It's still some other things you got to learn. Don't get caught up in fantasy world and thinking that everything gonna turn into a relationship. That person may show you that they are not relationship material within that first 5 minutes of y'all dating. And it's up to you whether or not you want it to continue. Now a lot of people go out for the meal. So they may go ahead and fight through the whole dinner just to enjoy their meal. But me personally, I don't care about that food if I gotta sit and eat it with somebody I don't want to sit with. I'll get them go buy my own food. I never go out hungry and broke. I don't go out with you for your money to buy me no food. I can feed Shelby. And you need to make sure you can too. So if they decide to do any dysfunctional shit on that date, you prepared to be able to cover yourself. So all these people that go out, and we done seen people be exposed on live social media where they have literally been left at the table with the tab and they don't got no money. That's childish. You childish. They childish. The whole situation childish. You came out with no money. You came out with no money. Okay. Well, that if nothing else taught you anything, if nothing else taught you anything, that night there is going to learn you. You better be able to. Anybody need to. You need to be able to feed you. Don't date too many people. So if we already said that the safe number is 3, anything over that, you probably date too many people. You probably, because you're not able to learn. Doing more than Dating more than 3 people at the same time can cause you to lose track of things and get lost in all that information because you're learning a lot from people. Remember that now. You're learning a whole lot from these people. Um, Meaning you won't be able to see if there's a connection with some of them, since it will likely get frustrating and overwhelming. So dating 2 or 3 people at the same time is a sensible limit to stick to, while dating one person each day of the week might sound possible. For first dates, don't forget that you're supposed to keep on these dates. You got to keep going. So if you start setting up with these 3 men, and you got each one of them one day a week, or whatever day you got set, you got to keep that up. If you really liking all of them, now say for instance you liking everybody or whatever, and you're not ready to drop them yet, so that means that on Tuesday Maurice expecting you. On Thursday Mike said, come, don't forget we got a date. And on Saturday, Oliver, you stuck with Oliver because it's Saturday, it's the weekend, he know you ain't got to work. So you got to make sure you able to keep up with all these people. My question is, if everybody dating everybody, who is financing these outings? Ooh. So what? How do y'all believe that fits? Do you believe that if y'all going on all these dates, if y'all dating this man, and it's fine for the man to pay for the dates, it's also fine for the woman to pay for dates too, especially if y'all are done been out on multiple dates, or do y'all just feel like every date the man's supposed to pay for? What are y'all thoughts? Kim, that's very good. Who is sponsoring and financing all these outings, Kim? Who? Because I know for a fact if that man feel like y'all going out on dates and y'all hanging out, that he gonna probably feel like he could with paying for some of the outings, but knowing that you dating multiple guys, he not gonna be feeling like, okay, every time she come out with me, I gotta pay for everything. We can split the tab sometime. I don't mind paying for a whole day. I done paid for a whole day with my man. You gotta Something gotta give. We can't expect to be going out on all these dates and that man paying for everything. You can't be coming in. That's I, I don't like cheap women though. I really don't like cheap girls. I'm not gonna mess with no cheap man, but I definitely don't like cheap girls. Child, he better be creative or balling. He can get creative, but if he know that if we going out 3 times a week or 2 or 3 times a week, I'm not gonna expect that man to be paying for all of those times. I'm not. I just can't say. That's to me. No, he take care of bills too. He live a lifetime too. I'm sensible like that, but that's just me. So that's just me though. If you like him enough, it's safe to contribute. It is. I'm not, and I don't have a problem with going in or paying for dates. That's all I'm saying. But that first date is just different. If you ask me out, you supposed to be expected to pay for those dates because I alternate paying. That's another reason I'm only dating one. I'm not doing that with 3 folks. Believe it. Now, one thing about me, I'm honest in a pimping manner, but baby, I ain't pimping. I ain't about to just be out here paying for dates. Not for 3, 4 men. I pay for dates, but not the first. Bingo. Bingo. I'll pay for some with the man I feel more connected with, and I'll pay for myself and split the tab with the other ones. That's sensible, Jay. That's very sensible. And if I call you and say, let's go here or there, then it's on me. That's what a lot of people don't understand. If you plan the date, it's your responsibility to pay for it. If you plan the date, it's your responsibility to pay for it. Let me say it again. If you plan the dates, it's your responsibility to pay for the dates. I'm only doing for the person I like the most. Everybody agrees. If I invite you, then it's on me. Okay. I'm only doing it for the one I like the most. She said that. Definitely a two-way if you're interested in him, but it'll only be one guy, not all of them. Okay. Okay. And she said, okay, Toy, boom. Yeah, that's true. It y'all all we kind of all agree that on that one. We always agreed on that one. Always the woman if she plan it. Don't expect that man to take care of everything if you the one that called him and say I want to go do something. Know when to stop. This is a super important part of dating multiple people. You gotta know when to stop and then let it go. You are likely dating multiple people at once with the end goal of entering a relationship with one person, and you can't date forever anyway. The best way to make sure to stop on time is to come up with a fixed number of dates. For instance, you might choose to have 3 or 5 dates before having the talk. This should be enough time to figure out who you want to be with, or more importantly, who you don't want to be with. At some point, you got to sit down and have that tough conversation of when to cut it short, which brings me to number 2 and 3. This brings me to if number 2 and 3 are not worth paying for, why are they even in my personal space? That's why most people choose one person. The only thing is when you're, only thing is I can date up to two. I can't juggle three, because for one, I'm not a liar, and I know a lot of talking and stuff come with people fabricating things. So I can't sit up there and listen to all them lies. I don't want to hear it. It ain't worth it just to hang out and get out the house. Nah, I can. I love Shelby, so I hang out with myself too. I can take myself and do fun shit. But if you know number 2 and 3 ain't worth nothing, why you still dragging them along? So that's when you gotta that know when to stop is important. You got to know when to stop. You got to know when to stop. Let it go. Let it go. Let a hole be a hole. Let it, nigga be a nigga. Let it go. You got to know when to stop. You got to know when to cut it off. So when you know that you've agreed, that you've enjoyed a person enough to want to sit down and say, hey, I'm looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you a little bit more. I've already let everybody else know that I was dating, that I'm not interested in them. That's mature. It's a mature way to handle it. Everybody else may not agree with the fact that you leaving them at on the bottom, but that they ain't show you enough interest. They ain't give you enough reason to want to hang on to them. All right. Don't make them wait forever for you to make up your mind, and respect their feelings enough to back away if you don't reciprocate them. Don't feel guilty is number 10. Have you lied to anyone? Are you cheating on anyone? If everyone you're dating is aware of each other, then you're in a good spot. So don't feel guilty when you have to cut somebody off. Don't feel guilty when you say I'm done. It might be a sign that you develop feelings for the person you feel like you're cheating with, and you're not. Just know that it's over. That you cut that shit off. Just gotta let that fun man go, baby. Yeah. Everybody can't stay forever. Now some you but also don't limit yourself. This is a big thing when we see in a man or a woman that we like. We date safely. If you're dating safely, you're gonna cheat on that man. You're gonna cheat on that woman. I'm telling you. Dating safely means that you know that this person is going to be exactly who you need them to be. You know exactly what they're gonna provide for you. They ain't gonna cheat. They're gonna have your kids. They're gonna take care of home. Everything gonna be beautiful. You know that, but it's a lot of shit that they got flaws in, and you gonna cheat on them, and they're gonna show you several things. They might not give you good oral. They may not have good sex with you. They may not give you the time and attention you deserve. And rewind back to the oral and the sex. That's super important. I don't care what nobody's saying. I'm 42, and I know I'm getting older, but I've been the same thought process from when I was 21. Sex is important. If the sex ain't good in the relationship, I'm settling. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody be talking about you could teach sex. No, the fuck you can't. Y'all been doing this too long. You can't teach a lot of shit. So we cannot be sitting up here settling for dry sex. And then you get with these relationships, and then y'all talk. That's the dating phase where you end up being with somebody because that's a safe place to be. They gonna always have a job. They gonna always take care of this. They gonna always do that. That's safety. That safety net is always not secure. So because if it was so secure, you wouldn't have to step out. I need to be able to do everything with my partner. I need to be able to fuck you good, love you good. We need to be able to have conversations and talk. We should be able to hang out and go out of town for weekends without it being problems, without me saying I'm ready to get back to another nigga. Like, it's a lot of stuff that goes on with that. Do I have to say it? My actions always show. Because, yeah, Toy, I'm definitely going to show that it's over. Then here you go cheating. Exactly. I don't like cheaters either. Like, cheaters, I don't like cheaters. I don't like that. So I ain't gonna cheat. If you doing everything I'm need you to do, I ain't gotta cheat on you. People definitely be lying. If you ask me out, you paying simple. I felt superficial by leaving an awesome man because his sex was bad. I thought it was my karma. Sometimes it does be our karma. It does. That bad sex is something though. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want bad sex. I can't have a bad sex partner. Everything got to be my best friend first and foremost. Exactly. So if my partner is if the person that I chose is giving me everything like that, that's not a safe space. That's a secure space. Safety nets are for people who know that they're gonna go out and keep on tricking and hanging out and doing their thing. That's a safety net. So you get a safe person, somebody who ain't checking up on you all the time, somebody who just gonna believe everything you say. People date safe all the time. I got a lot of people that I know that have married safe. Because, baby, I know they hoes. They out here slanging penis and cooter everywhere. And they married. So that safety net is for them was because they man got a good job. They man bought them a house. Or the woman got a good job. Or the woman secured them with pretty children. Or, it's so many different things, reasons why people play it safe. Don't get caught up in that, though. Have a life outside of your love life. This is super important to me, and I didn't realize how super dope it was having a life outside of your love life until in my 30s. And then, but more so when I became an empty nester. That's when I really seen that it's so important to have other shit going on outside of the man you dating or the woman you dating. That will drive you insane. That everything, and it's not because you don't like your person, because you're not able to be free and be you. If it's things you like to do, go do it. I like to be alone and just pop open books and sit in the I like to just go, or even at the beach, ride to the beach by myself, reading a book, got my bottle of wine, I'm chilling. I came out there too chill, might fall asleep. But the whole point is you have to be able to do things outside of your person. If you can't, then that bottle is going to burst. Everybody needs to know that you were an individual before you were a partner. And not to say that your partnership is going to it's supposed to say that you can no longer be individual, but it is supposed to remind you that the reason the individual is the reason why you're in this relationship. You're with this person because you were doing all those things and loving on yourself and doing for yourself and being you before them. People admire that. All those things that they told you that they admired about you while y'all was dating, they still do. You got to still do it though. Word. Got to be able to be you or you'll feel trapped. All right? But number 11, having a life outside of your love life, baby. You need that, baby. You need that. Don't make things complicated with sex. So if you're dating two or three people, don't be fucking two and three people. And matter of fact, that the real logic is not to have sex with any one of them until you have decided who you really like. Now, I can't tell y'all what to do and how not to do it, but I will just say that sex confuses things. So whatever little feel, if you already got feelings for this man and you gonna have sex with him, you gonna have more feelings for this man. If that lady give you some good head and you already like her, baby, you already locked in. So you don't put an influx of sex into it before you get to know more about that person. Don't let sex be the bargaining reason. Okay? Don't do that. That's childish, actually. Don't play with anyone's emotions is number 13. Speaking of feelings, there are bound to be some. You're going to have feelings. The whole purpose of dating is to get to like the person you're dating. This happens even when we don't want to. Dating more than one person can get complicated if there are feelings involved. So if one of the people you're dating starts falling in love with you, the right thing to do would be to stop dating them unless you're going to reciprocate those feelings. Do not mitigate feelings towards someone that's not true. Sex will have you looking for him with a flashlight in the daylight. That's what I'm telling you, so don't do it. I'm telling you, it's easy to get caught into the sex realm when you dating somebody. The head will get you locked in. Don't get head then, E. Nah, if you coming into it and that's what you know what you want to do it. But if you looking for that lady and then you go date and don't forget this though, dating is dating. So even if y'all get into a relationship and you realize that the sex ain't good and you like, man, I gotta go get out. I think people don't get that aspect. Dating doesn't mean fucking as well. And I know it really don't, sis, but people think dating means fucking. They think that for real. It it's it is really it's really childish to think that because you dating somebody that you got to lay up with them. That's childish, bro. That's childish. She said that part at E about that head to get you locked in. I'm leaving if the set's bad. So, well, of course, I don't think that you're supposed to stay around if that's especially if that's something that you know that's going to make or break your relationship. Don't just settle. That's settling. I'm safe and secure now. Safe and secure. Safe and secure. Um, be clear about what you want. While you're dating, be clear. That's the honesty part. You do not want to be dating this person, lying to this person. Just be frank, upfront, clear, straight to the point. Make sure y'all got bare understanding. Make sure. Okay? So be clear about what you want. Number 15. Date separate people on separate days. Don't be trying to squeeze in 2, 3 dates on a date. That's tiring and it's really not giving that person the time and attention that that they desire to get to know you. Don't do that. That's so rude. We don't think about those things. So when we're dating, we are very selfish. So a lot of things that we think that is right and true is only right and true for us. So that's why you got to be very, very honest. Ooh, that forehead is shining out here. You got to be very, very honest with. Forehead shining out here, baby. I don't like that. It's glistening. Um, don't think that it's normal to be out here dating 2 and 3 people on one day. It's not. And especially if you like a restaurant, and what if y'all end up going to the same restaurant and you don't want to say nothing because you don't want to say, oh, I already been here today on a lunch date. Just don't do it. Yeah. Give them people their time. Because what if they want to take you somewhere else after dinner and you already tired because you don't got full earlier? No, that's wrong. Don't share too much. Don't overshare. When I said earlier, don't try to make people jealous, big time. But don't overshare. Just don't be out here talking about um your family stuff to your people that you date. Don't be giving all these people so much information until they don't have time to even decide if they want to get to know you further. Because you sitting up here doing all this, giving them that, giving them this, giving them that, doing, and you done told them all your family's not. They thinking to themselves like, man, she crazy. She comes from some crazy shit. You done gave too much information. You done gave these people the right to think that. Don't overshare. I ain't telling you too much about me like that. You have to, a lot of stuff you're going to figure out on your own. I tell you what I need you to know, but for the most part, if it's not something that is readily available, it'll come out when it's supposed to come out. Don't be oversharing. No, and number 17, know that even with dating, there's an opportunity to still fall in love. There's an opportunity for it. Okay, y'all don't get into the thing thinking that um just because those dates didn't work out or those people didn't work out that you don't have the opportunity to love and grow with somebody else, because you do. You really do. You just those just may not have been the right choice of people, but you do have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to learn to date other people. You have the opportunity to give it another shot. You can't let your guard down. A lot of times the reason why it don't work out the first time is because you were held up to, you had a barricade up and people, you were allowing people to get in. Now go into it with a different thought process that you are okay. That you are okay. Okay? Whatever you do, know that the feelings change and they can catch us off guard. And in the end, think about whether dating multiple people is the right choice for you. It may be simpler to focus on one person at a time. So that's what it boils down to. All right? Because the pros and cons of dating literally are that. The pros of dating multiple people is you expanding your dating network, you're keeping dating light and fun, and you dating at your own pace. But the cons of it is that you're preventing yourself from connecting with someone on a deeper level. You're turning off potential partners, and you're experiencing dating burnout. And there is a such thing. You do not want to get into a situation that you constantly just dating, and you're not able to even enjoy it because all you're doing is just dating. Y'all constantly just dating, like you and multiple people. It ain't just. And it becomes a burnout because you want more. So at some point, if the dating part isn't working for you when you dating multiple people, take that focus and shift it to one. Shift it to one. All right. Thank y'all. Y'all know I always appreciate y'all tuning in, y'all attention, because within this hour we do discuss a lot. We go over a lot of things, but the most important thing is that we walk away with something, and you know that you've taken something away from the conversation that might be able to have an influence over a choice you make, a decision you make, or even just a lifestyle change. So I thank y'all for always tuning in and giving me y'all viewing pleasure, listening pleasures, and just at least letting me give y'all the buzz of the week. Because every podcast Wednesday, I'm going to always give you entertainment, but we're going to always give you a great show, because information is knowledge. All right. So y'all take care of yourself. Y'all be good to yourself. Date yourself. Take yourself out. Love on yourself. Do something nice for yourself. And always, always love yourself. I'll see y'all next week. Thank y'all. See y'all next week. Happy Podcast Wednesday. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Peace.